cabbage. If you're wondering why I'm dressed like a nurse, it's because I am one. I really care more than anything about two things. That's health and education. And I am here to make sure you get as much of both of those as you can for as free as possible. Hi, this is how we do Halloween at my house. I'm going to show you guys a couple of things that are really important to the way that we do community here. This is the first thing. Over here, we have a little free library. This isn't just a Halloween thing. This is an all day, everyday thing. And because we have this little free library, the people who live on this street and in the communities close by know me as the book lady. And never more do they know that than every year on Halloween when we do this. Check it out. Oh man, that's some good books. Come take a look and see. Some of my favorite stuff is down here on the blankets. This is where we have books for the kiddos, and the best stuff every year, the stuff that goes fastest, are these. Oh my gosh, you guys, these leveled readers. It doesn't matter if the kids can read or not. They see Fancy Nancy and they're like, I'm gonna be 6 someday, and they grab those books. But we've got those. We've got board books, we've got chapter books, we've got picture books. The Halloween books usually go pretty fast, so I think we've only got a couple left, but here we got Winnie the Pooh's Halloween by Bruce Talkington. I've never read it, but somehow I end up picking up a copy of it from a thrift store every year before Halloween. It's always there. So one of the things that I cherish most when I'm thinking about doing food, saving money, and being a good steward of resources is I think about how I interact with my community. It's important to me that my community knows that I'm a nurse, and that's important because we live in Florida and we have hurricanes here. When there's a hurricane, I need my community to know that anything from a bump and a bruise because the power went out to somebody who might be affected by flooding, anything near drownings, anything, I need them to know that they can come to me and I can be a resource to them. I also want my community to know that we are a resource here for learning. We have books and they can always come to me. They know every year on Halloween, their kids come trick-or-treating over to my house and they get books because I teach self-reliance. I want people to be self-reliant. I want people to look inside of themselves and say, I can do this, I can manage this, I can do everything on my own, but you can't. You need your community. Your community is a resource to you, and if you're doing it right, you're a resource to your community too. And that's why this is how we do Halloween at my house. Every year when we're getting ready for Halloween, I think, oh no, I'm not gonna have enough books this year. I have plenty of books. My garage is filled with books. Every year there are leftover books. There are books from Halloween the year before. There are books that people donated to us for the little free library, but the little free library is not actually that big, and so the overflow books are piling up in my garage. But every year I think I need to get more books so I'll be ready for Halloween. And one thing is true, I do need more easy readers, more of those leveled readers, and I do need more board books every year because those are the things that go like crazy. So let me tell you what, if you want to do this on your driveway, this is what you're going to do. The first thing, most important thing, get to know the resources in your community. You know what? I'm gonna say that's the only thing. I was gonna say the first thing is get to know the thrift stores in your community because there are gonna be places where you can get a book for 50 cents, you can get a book for $1. Sometimes the libraries will have children's books for 10 cents a piece. Sometimes you'll even find a place that's doing fill a bag for $1. These are the places you need to get to know. And then you need to know what good books are. You need to know what's gonna go like gangbusters in your community, and you need to stock up on those. I'm telling you what, if we still had a place around here where I could fill up a bag with as many easy readers as I could fit in there, I would go every week. But around here, it's the Meals on Wheels thrift shop. That's my favorite one. I love me some Goodwill, I love me some Salvation Army, but that Meals on Wheels thrift shop is where it's at. Not only do they have 2 full-size bookcases full of children's books, and I'm very judicious. I don't just take all of them. Not only do they have those 2 full-size shelves full of children's books, they also have day-old bread, usually for 50 cents to $1. It's $1 if it's day-old, it's 50 cents if it's 2 days old, but they've got the best stuff. They'll have Parmesan bread and onion bread and all kinds of fancy bread. Could I make that bread myself from scratch for cheaper? Yeah, probably, but would it be as good? No, maybe a year from now I'll be a good enough baker that I can say, oh yeah, I can totally make that stuff as well. But for now, I'm gonna take my day old bread for a buck. That stuff is delicious. They also have at that thrift store mason jars for 50 cents to $1 a piece. They've got the 8-ounce mason jars they're selling for 50 cents, and then the pint-sized jars they sell for $1. Look for these resources in your community. Another great one is going to be Facebook Marketplace. They're a fantastic resource for me. I use them for those mason jars for canning. I use them for children's books for Halloween. I'll reach out to people who are selling children's books. A lot of times they'll be advertising them as, hey, they're $1 a piece. Hey, they're 50 cents a piece. And I'll reach out to them and say, hey, how many you got? You know, I'll give you 25 for the batch. They'll give me $100. So these are the kinds of things that you need to be on the lookout for. I also love using Facebook Marketplace as a resource for mason jars. Again, something that you're going to be able to make a deal if you get the entire stock that somebody's trying to unload. Another thing that they're a great resource for is yarn. Oh my gosh, if I'm not picky about, oh, I want fancy yarn, I want that 25 bucks a skein yarn. No, I just want some yarn to keep my fingers busy, y'all. I'm getting that yarn off of Facebook Marketplace. That's another place where you can get a good deal by getting it in bulk. Another thing, don't be afraid to ask for things for free. You probably have a Buy Nothing group in your neighborhood. You might have Free Cycle in your neighborhood. You might have Nextdoor app. Just get out there and say, hey, you know, I'm putting myself out there right now, but I have all of the baby stuff left from my first baby except for the bouncy seat and the boppy that I gave away to my sister-in-law. And geez, you know, I could really use it. People have stuff, they're getting rid of stuff, especially baby stuff. I'm telling you what, you have that first baby, you know this is true. You have that first baby and you buy all of the fancy stuff new because you're like, I'm gonna buy it for life. But life for a baby item is like 3 months. That stuff is built to last and you don't need it to last. So go ahead, pass that stuff along, pass that love on, and then accept that love back into your life when you need those things. It's there for you. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Mwah.